Great murder mystery party, Gail. It looks like you've hit this one out of the park.
Thanks, Dale.
I gotta say, though, your house smells like awful. It's like a combination of mold and butthole. What gives?
Well, I don't know if you saw the latest news on plug-in air fresheners and smelly candles, but it appears that they cause sperm to grow 7 heads and swim around in circles in men, and grows death spikes and booby-trapped fallopian tubes in women.
I heard about that.
Well, as a good Catholic, you know that impending pregnancy is the same as sticking a whole baby in the microwave on defrost for 2 hours. I just can't buy those products or I'll suffer eternal damnation.
Well, Gail, let me tell you about the new product that'll make your home smell wonderful and keep you out of Satan's grasp. I just happen to have some right here. It's called Pope-Uri. Here, take a whiff.
Smells like salvation.
Super Pope World 2 is here!
It's a me, the Pope!
I gotta get me that game.
Old Scratch is back at it again, and he's kidnapped the Pope's favorite gal pal, Mother T, once again. Guide the Pope from the Vatican through 30 side-scrolling levels of fun, like Temptation Station, Cardinal Cliffs, and Confession Island, all the way to Castle Hades. Avoid getting hit by Satan's minions, or you'll die, and have to wait until the bishops choose a new Pope. Or you can just hit continue, only on TurboGrafx 16. The streets of Vatican City have become corrupted with wickedness and sin.
Give me that purse, lady, or I'll cut ya.
No, my medications are in there.
But one man's been chosen by God himself to take a bite, not out of unleavened bread, but out of crime.
Say your prayers to me, then I'll forward them on to my boss.
Pope Justice.
Oh no! Jews and Muslims have taken over St. Peter's Square with their evil beards. Should we call the mayor, or whatever the title of the person who is in the government official of this place?
I know, I'll call the Pope.
Pope here.
Pope, it's Commissioner Gordon. We've got an emergency and we need you. Can you help us?
Is the Pope Catholic? The answer is yes. To the Pope-mobile!
They murdered his family, but now he's out for justice. Pope Justice.
Let me introduce you to my 2 guns, Martin Luther and Henry VIII.
Why did you name your guns after enemies of the Catholic Church?
Because they're 2 bad motherfuckers.
With Fred Williamson as the Pope.
Arrivederci, Ventasa.
Gary Busey as the Pope.
It's like I told you, I need a young priest and an old priest, because I'm about to exorcise your face.
Barbara Crampton as the Pope.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. It's time to die, scumbag.
A cast so big, you'll be asking yourself, wait a minute, is that guy the Pope?
I can promise you that the Pope would have only wished and prayed that Donald Trump would have been president.
Hey, Donald, build a wall around this.
Pope Justice, time to meet your maker's representative on Earth. Pope Justice, he's sending you a Hail Mary of bullets.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. With me, as always, is Sam and Jackie. This is the podcast about bad movies by bad movie lovers. How are my 2 favorite bad movie lovers?
I'm in love with the bad movies.
Lovely.
I'm just okay.
Cool. You just kind of like them.
Oh, I like them. I thought you were asking how I was, not how I like them.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I like them plenty.
Good.
Yeah.
Just not enough to take him home to your mother.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I make my mom watch the bad movies. She usually doesn't like them.
Just like your girlfriends.
Oh, that's
Hey-o.
where I was going.
Oh.
Yeah. So this week on Stinker Madness, we are gearing up for Gone with the Pope from Duke Mitchell, a movie that is not currently streaming. The only place I know you can get it is on Blu-ray. It is on Blu-ray. That's how we have it. That's how you should watch it. Get it on Amazon, and you don't want to miss this one. Streaming do's and don'ts this week. We've got 3. Sam, you didn't watch any of these, but you know what? You're still going to be able to partake on all 3 of them.
Oh.
Start up with, on Netflix, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Vanessa Williams, Eraser from 1998?
I just saw this like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
How bad do those alligators look?
You know,
Those look really bad.
They look awesome is what they look like.
I thought that they the matting is really bad, but the design isn't so bad. They just look really wet. And then like the still models, because there's CGI gators, and then there's not principal. What's that called there?
Prop gators.
Prop gators, you know, fake gators that they have made, and actually there's a prop that you can touch and hold on to. The props look really dry, and then the CGI ones are just glossy.
They're oily.
Shit. They're oily. So it doesn't match and completely takes you away, and then you got the bad mat work of guys getting chomped. I thought the people getting chomped that were CGI looked much worse than the gators, but the gators still look pretty bad.
The gators look really bad.
Yeah. The whole scene should not exist. Like,
it should have been erased.
oh,
Oh, zinger!
Yeah, nice.
Actually, it's one of the best. I think that's the key dumb part of the movie, because it's not a very good movie. And on that second viewing, it's like, how are we going to get out of here? Well, we're going to go gator aquarium shooting.
Yep.
And it's just retarded as hell.
It is retarded as hell. This movie is so chocked with one-liners, though. That,
it's fun.
I enjoyed it. I remember not liking it 15 years ago when I saw it for the first time, or for the second time, maybe. I had a good time with it this time.
I did too. I thought it was pretty fun.
It's really dumb.
It's really, the railguns are stupid.
The railguns are really stupid. They have wisps. Why do they have whiffs of light?
Oh, I don't know.
It's just a moving projectile. It doesn't need to be like pew, laser gun. Pew, pew.
This was the summer of shit. I saw this at the theater.
Yeah.
In between Independence Day and The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the summer right there.
Man,
was it like 96 or something?
Independence Day is the best quality made movie.
Yeah.
Your summer picks. Uh-oh.
That's the one I liked the best.
Roland Emmerich storms the Oscars. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think it's totally worth a revisit. It's silly. It's stupid. It's full of one-liners. There's terrible effects. Just cheese galore. I like the idea of the character, though. Like, he's the guy that shows up and makes you disappear from bad guys or whatever. I thought that was kind of a fun, interesting concept that I was surprised. Hasn't really. I can't think of any movie that has that same idea.
Yeah, what's the witness protection plan? He's the witness protection plan.
Exactly. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, how better concept for an action movie do you want?
But, you know, it had a very important public announcement in this movie as well. You don't want your body going to the city morgue, because then your body just gets used to cover up the death of the witness protection program.
That's true. Arnold will just go into the morgue and pull out a couple guys. It could be you. It could be your grandma, and now you don't have anybody to bury on Sunday. But you weren't going to go to your grandma's funeral anyways, so what does it matter? So, anyways, I give it a total do.
Do.
Next up, Sam, you can chime in. You saw it 2 years ago.
I thought I already said do.
Oh, okay.
It's a do.
On Stars. This one's really not a stinker, but we bring it up because it's going to be relevant to what we do. But it's Smokey and the Bandit, the first one.
Oh, I love this movie.
I haven't seen this since I was a child.
This is everything you like. It's fast cars and trucking.
It instantly went to my favorite trucking movie of all time. Without, like...
This is the movie about trucking.
Past all of the other trucking movies ever. Big haulin' on the way to number one for me. Jackie?
Well, why did you want to be a trucker? Because you get a better view of the beavers.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You do.
It is... I like the fact that probably 60% of the movie, you can't understand a fucking word that they're saying because it's all just trucker talk. And the entire, like, the narrative of the film isn't said by people that you can understand. They're just doing shit on screen. Like, oh... come on back, and then action happens.
And then the song comes back, and we gotta do what can't be done.
We're gonna haul those cans of beer across the state line, eastbound and trucking.
Yeah, that shit's awesome.
It
I watched
was
that,
fucking awesome.
I have it on DVD, and I watch it about every 2 years.
Hal Needham.
Yeah, it's the Hal Needham that we love, not the Hal Needham that we really love in Megaforce. the Hal Needham that can make a competent film.
The one that I would say not Hal Needham from Cannonball Run 2. That's the bad Hal Needham. This is the good Hal Needham. It's fan-fucking-tastic. The stunts in this movie are insanity.
Yeah.
They're insane stunts. In IMDb, it's not listed how many stuntmen may have died or almost died in this, but there's a scene where they jump the black Trans Am onto a football field while getting chased by What's Jackie Gleason's character's name?
Buford T. Justice.
Yeah, there you go. Pope Justice. And they jumped the car out onto the football field, and they're out of control, and they had children extras out there, and the car came within feet of striking them while spinning out of control.
It's almost as dangerous as that shit with Lorenzo Lamas where they drove through the bleachers.
Yeah, but those were adults. These are children. Yeah. These are tykes.
Yeah.
Well, my first movie didn't go so well. I killed 6 children.
Hal Needham was probably driving the car.
Yeah, could be. But apparently they wrecked all of them. And my other favorite line of trivia was that Burt Reynolds, as part of his deal, was told by one of the executives of Chevy that he could have a black 1977 Trans Am replica of this car for appearing in this film. The film was quite successful and increased the sales of the Trans Am from something like 65,000 in 77 to 120,000 in just 2 years. Huge amount of uptick for the Pontiac Trans Am.
Yeah.
The executive that promised Burt Reynolds the car retired. And the next guy said, "Go fuck yourself, Burt Reynolds. I'm not giving you shit."
You go buy one. 120 other thousand people.
What a jackass!
Yeah.
1 out of 120,000. You suck, executive of Chevy.
Yeah.
What a butthole.
It is an iconic car.
It is. I would like to go to there now.
They had one of those go at Barrett Jackson for like 75,000.
Yeah. Well, the good news is, or bad news, as you how you look at it, is 2 and 3 are also on Stars, so expect Jackie and I to get to those as well.
I want to do that because I haven't seen 2 and 3 in a long time. I watch 1 a lot, but a young me remembers 2 and 3 not being as good.
That's basically the consensus with the rest of the world as well. So
yeah.
We'll stay updated on that. But if you've never seen Smokey and the Bandit, I don't care what century you're in, this is a movie that everybody should have seen at some point in their lives. It's great.
It's the truckinest movie.
It's
way more truckin'.
And it's super badass. Mm-hmm. And it's just a whole lot of fun. Last but not... Yeah.
And hot-ass Sally Fields.
Yeah.
Sally Fields is very hot when she's young.
She was Burt Reynolds' girlfriend through the 70s. I didn't realize that.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
One of them.
Yeah, one. Yeah. Well, girlfriend, I use with quotes. That's what she calls it. Anyways, last but not least on Stars, Leprechaun 3. Jackie and I finally revisited old Warwick Davis in the 3rd installment.
Which one is the 3rd one?
He's in Vegas this time.
Oh, I haven't seen
that. There's a dickhead boyfriend scenario. Like, I don't know why in all the Leprechauns the main beau has to be just the biggest of dickheads. Yeah, he wants to, like, make it in Vegas, win all the monies, so the Leprechaun's there. I don't know how he got there. I guess somebody found his statue that he'd become from Leprechaun 2, and so they're going to turn him into stuff.
Well, somebody had to steal his gold, right?
Yeah, well, no, yeah, it's the same every goddamn time.
Me gold.
He actually, on his way out of leaving with his own pot of gold, he bumped into the door, and one of the fucking shillings fell out. Just one! But that was enough for him to murder everybody in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I have good news. Leprechaun 3 is actually a whole lot of fucking fun.
Is it?
I thought it was hilarious.
The one-liners, the rhyming one-liners get so much better in this one.
Yeah.
And some of the special effects, like the lady who wants to be hot. And then,
oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
That was such a great scene.
Yeah. I can't even describe what happens without seeing it, but I will give you a hint on why this film is so awesome. And I'm surprised you didn't say, Leprechaun 3. That's directed by none other than Brian Trenchard Smith.
Yes, Brian Trenchard Smith. Doesn't he do 4, though, as well?
He also does 4, which I've also heard is good.
Is that In the Hood?
No, that's 5.
Which is the Leprechaun in Space.
It's 4. Leprechaun in Space.
Yeah, see, that's the one I've been kind of holding out for.
Yeah. Well, Leprechaun 3 was a really fucking good time. Like, It is Brian Trenchard Smith doing the Leprechaun. It's not the studio saying, hey, Brian Trenchard Smith, this is what we want you to do with the Leprechaun. It's him making a Leprechaun movie.
Yeah, so it moves, and you're never bored.
Never bored. It's silly. The gruesome effects are awesome. So freaking awesome. It's great. I really like Leprechaun 3. It is by far the best I have seen of the Leprechauns.
Yeah,
by
me too.
A lot.
That's what I was going to say. Out of the 3 that we've watched, this one has been my favorite.
Oh, without a doubt.
The first one's not very good.
The first 2 are so annoying because you just want to punt him. The third one, you're now on his side. You want the Leprechaun to start fucking shit up because he's having a good time. And you can tell Warwick Davis is enjoying himself in this film. He is being goofy as shit and hamming it up on screen. It's great. So check out all 3 of the movies this week. Unanimous dues. Except for the one that Sam didn't see, which is Leprechaun 3.
But I feel like I can just say do it because Brian Trenchard Smith doesn't make a boring movie.
There you go. So, it is my pick this week, so I'm switching it up and bringing back an old favorite. It's Good Neighbor, Bad Neighbor.
Okay.
If you're a new listener, we haven't done Good Neighbor, Bad Neighbor in a while, but the rules are simple. We pick 3 people and debate on if they would be a good neighbor or a bad neighbor. All 3 of these people do not exist in real life this week, and if you're unfamiliar with who they are, just go back and check out an old episode of Sneaker Madness, and you'll get caught up. First off, your Hunter from the Future.
Worst neighbor ever.
Okay.
He shows up and your village gets burnt to the fucking ground.
It's pretty bad.
It's automatic as well.
Yeah, but is that...
Every village.
Is he a
All
neighbor
of the villages.
at that point, or is he a resident of your village when it gets exploded?
He never lives there. The village doesn't exist long enough for him to consider living there after he shows up. So if he moves in next door and he comes over to say hi, before you're able to say hi back, village is burned to the ground.
If he comes over, yes, your village is getting lasered or blown up or burnt to the ground or invaded by barbarians that live in caves. Absolutely. What if he never stops by, though? What if, while Thor Yor is wandering through the desert and being awesome, he just is like, hey, there's a village over there. I'm not going to go to it. I'm going to go to this one over here. That one gets blown up for sure. Does the other one also get blown up,
I think
though?
there's like a 50% chance that if he walks by, you're still getting blown up.
Yeah, he looks in your direction.
If
You're
he
just
sees
fucked.
you, you're fucked.
Yeah, just...
Yeah, bad
You've
neighbor.
been yored.
Yeah, like, what happened? Don't worry, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my whole life's ruined. That's okay, I feel great.
Yeah, no, yours sucks. Yours a bad neighbor.
Yes. Among the worst. I have a hard time thinking of a worse neighbor. It's like Tom Cruise is the only neighbor worse than yours.
Does Tom Cruise get you blown up? I don't
No,
know.
but you want to be blown up if you live next to him.
And he doesn't
right?
blow you
And
up.
He doesn't
It's
blow you up.
double Dutch. How about Bodhi from Point Break?
It sounds like the bad neighbor. Well, one, does he even have a home? He has that house.
Is that his? Are we sure that was his house?
In the Point Break, the first one, they
that's
have
what
a
we're
house.
talking
They're
about.
renters,
we're
right?
talking about Swayze.
They're renters that party all night long, every night. Fucking terrible neighbors.
Who's on the lease, though? Do you think Bodhi is the type of guy that would put himself on the lease, or would he have like
He probably
Chowder,
fucking knows a guy.
Knuckles? Yeah, or are they just squatting?
Rosie.
I don't know.
what
Is
if
he
it's-
walking around naked at any point?
Probably. It's Bodhi. Yeah, he probably doesn't wear pants in the mornings. He drinks coffee with this dinger out and like expects the dudes that are sleeping on the couch to not be weirded out by it.
Yeah, good neighbor.
What?
Huh. Okay.
You want to see Swayze's dong.
I would look out there and be like, yep, the dong's out again today. And I would invite all of my old lady friends over for tea.
And they
we
wouldn't
would
like it.
We would sit there and we would watch the dong party across the way. And we'd have those little cute opera glasses, so that you could really get a close-up of the dong. And it'd be like, excuse me, Margaret, my opera glasses seem to be fogging up. May I borrow yours? And then we would just pass them around the table while we had tea and crumpets.
And they're all foggy.
Yep, and we're just looking at dong.
Did you make cookies that looked like penises?
No, this is a classy affair.
Oh.
Looking at Dick.
We're looking at Dick with our best china out
Ah.
and some really classy tarts and cookies. We're not dong cookieing it. That way if somebody comes to the door like an Avon lady, we're like, "Oh, would you like some tea?" And then everybody just kind of hides their opera glasses and they're like, "Oh, I didn't realize that you had such a lovely view of oh my God, is that dong?" And you're like, "Yes, here's some opera glasses."
Okay. What else have we got on Bodhi? He's a criminal.
He's a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not going to bother you though because he's not a home invasion criminal.
No, he's not. But
He's a bank robber.
he's a douche, and his parties go all night.
I foresee a drum circle in his backyard at
Oh,
some
the
point.
hippies.
Yeah.
There's going to be hippies. They will spill into your yard.
Yeah.
You will wake up, and there'll be hippies on your lawn.
You will need a hippie broom. Get on
Yeah.
out of here, hippies. Yeah, no.
He's not but he's a bad neighbor.
He's a bad neighbor.
This is real easy to fix. Snake pit.
Snake pit?
So you...
So that you have a snake pit for the hippies so that you can watch your dong?
Yeah.
Man, this
so
is a
they
lot
can't
of-
get to your yard because the snakes are in the pit.
You don't have a yard anymore. You've dug a snake pit. I don't
Well-
want a snake pit.
You have a strip of yard.
What if the snakes get out?
Well, you have to build up a little barrier so they kind of go towards the neighbor's house. So if they get out of the snake pit,
Huh.
they don't crawl towards your house. They crawl towards the neighbor's house and they start killing off the hippies.
What if you live on Hawaii?
Oh, well then you have an alligator pit or a shark tank.
Don't think... Yeah, Shark Tank. I don't think they have alligators.
Maybe a stingray pool. with really
They
aggressive
have
stingrays that are
spiders
hungry.
that are dangerous, probably.
Yeah. We could fill it with other things that will crawl to the neighbor's yard. Start killing them off.
Well, I'm going to say Bodhi's a bad neighbor.
He's a bad neighbor.
He's a dong watch.
He's got to be either a good neighbor or a bad neighbor,
Well,
Jackie.
she's saying that
Dude, I'm
she's
in.
going for
Dong
it.
watch.
Dong watch.
Good neighbor.
Good neighbor.
Huh.
Dong watcher.
Huh.
With
Last but
opera
not least,
glasses.
Johnny Rico from Starship Troopers.
Oh, butthole.
Okay.
But he could come in handy.
Well,
Will he also be walking around naked? Because I'd rather see that
no,
than
he only
Bodhi.
takes showers with familiars.
Johnny Rico, when he's in high school, he's still a teenager, which, as we know, all teenagers are bad neighbors.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going post-high school,
So
Johnny Rico.
the bug-killing machine, Johnny Rico.
Yeah. He's not making it into Harvard. He's not Harvard material.
No, he's not Harvard material. But he's always gone, so that's,
because he's out killing bugs.
he's out killing bugs, so if you live next door, he wouldn't be bothering you.
And if there's ever an invasion, he could totally save your ass because he's probably got an arsenal.
Yeah, and I bet he's one of those really quiet, he's an introvert probably when he's not at war.
I could see that. A lot of TV watching out of the
Yeah,
Johnny
but he has
Rico
some-
when he's not killing bugs.
It's a really tidy house with a lot of nice things.
Yeah, very white.
Yeah.
He's got a white couch that never gets any stains. No pets. No pets
No
from the
pets,
Johnny
yeah.
Rico. Yeah. He would just kill it with a gun. Die! I had that dog for 6 minutes.
So I'm going to go good neighbor on Johnny Rico.
Okay, I think that's a fair call.
Yeah, I'm thinking good neighbor on the Johnny Rico.
You would never see him, and when you did, it would be brief. And then
And
clean.
maybe in his briefs, huh, Jackie?
Oh, yeah.
brother.
That's a little bit of peeping Tom in that I would be doing if Rico's my neighbor.
I'm gonna put some women in the next good neighbor, bad neighbor.
Here's an apple. I'm going to have some fruit of the loom.
Yeah.
Boo this man. All right, Sam, tell us about Gone with the Pope.
Is there dongs?
No.
No, there's everything else, just about. Well, Gone with the Pope is officially released in 2010, even though it was shot in 1976.
Correct.
Bob Murawski, who is known for editing the majority of Sam Raimi's work as well as many other films, and Sage Stallone, who is known for coming out of Sylvester Stallone's testicles, together founded Grindhouse Releasing in 1996. I think at that time Sage Stallone was only 21 years old. Grindhouse has been called the criterion of cult films. The story goes that in 1995, Stallone and Murawski found a work print of Gone with the Pope in Jeff Mitchell, Duke Mitchell's son's garage, when they were negotiating for releasing Mafia Massacre, or Massacre Mafia style.
Okay.
It would take 15 years to restore the film. In 2010, the film was given a very limited release. The numbers say that this was released as DVD in 2014, DVD and Blu-ray, while Mafia Massacre style was released in 2015, which seems not to jive because I watched a copy of Mafia Massacre style in 2014.
Mafia style massacre.
Massacre Mafia style. And I think it was actually 2013 because Roman still lived in town and we watched it at his house.
Okay.
Friend of the program, Roman.
You don't think it was a bootleg?
No.
Okay.
Well, even if it was, if they're talking like it hadn't been remastered yet, right? The other thing is that word on the street is that they paid for a lot of the DVD authoring for Gone with the Pope by the release of Massacre Mafia style.
Gotcha. Okay.
That is how I understood it to have gone. That they knew that the first was going to be a good enough hit that they could pay for recoup some of their costs in the 15-year project of Gone with the Pope, or the 20-year project of Gone with the Pope.
I see.
Unfortunately, Stallone never saw the Blu-ray release. He did see the film completed, but I don't know if you knew this or not, but Sage Stallone died of a heart attack.
I did not know that.
36 years old in 2012.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, you think that would have been more common knowledge.
Yeah, it would have been. It should have been news.
Because he was working then. He was doing the Expendables at that point. He was in the news.
Yeah,
Huh. That kind of flew under the radar.
it did. Well, Mitchell, the king of Palm Springs, started his entertainment career club singing for $65 a week. Sammy Petrillo, at that same time, was also making about that for comedy. They teamed up and did a Martin and Lewis thing for a few years. At the height of their popularity, they were in the budget film Bela Lugosi Meets a Brooklyn Gorilla. Shortly thereafter, Jerry Lewis would have them blackballed for stealing his act.
Yep. I bet.
Duke Mitchell died in 81, and Petrillo lived until like 2001. And so there's a little bit more of their career was detailed by him. And he said that they were offered TV shows sometimes. They turned down all this stuff before they got blackballed. And it's like, we really should have done some of that. Then he ends up going on to being a film executive, and then Duke Mitchell ends up going on to be the king of Palm Springs. His lounge act was a big deal.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remembered him being a lounge singer.
Well, it's a routine.
Tony Orlando.
It wasn't just it's like, hey, that guy's a nutsack, Tiny Bubbles.
Yeah. This is like if Wayne Newton wanted to make action movies.
Yes, but that's the sort of act. It was like a comedy. Like he was a one man, and he wasn't really a one man show because, as we find out, he started what was called, which is the very popular ranch club in Palm Springs, the Sunday brunches. And the Sunday brunches were, he'd have guests such as Cary Grant, Liza Minnelli, Lucille Ball, Sinatra,
big deals,
guested on a Sunday brunch. And
bunch of A-listers.
Bunch of A-listers would come into Palm Springs on Sunday, which I can just sort of imagine how loose these brunches get.
I'm sure.
Way.
Unlimited champagne and Coke.
Yeah. Well, Mitchell's filmmaking strategy was as loose as those brunches probably got. Reportedly, the closest thing to a script the film had was a pile that consisted of notebooks, loose papers, and ideas written on envelopes and cocktail napkins. He would put anyone in the film provided they gave him money, and he shot the whole thing on weekends. Fired the sound guy so he wouldn't have to pay him.
You need one of those.
But he did almost do it for $35,000 was what he spent on Gone with the Pope before it became derailed.
Is that counting other people's money or just his?
That's how much was apparently spent on the project in total.
Okay, all right.
Mafia Mafia style was made for $50,000, so it seems like he probably would have, with another $15,000, this thing would have made it to theaters.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it didn't, and the work print, they did have a work print, but with that, there's not any music or anything. It's just and I believe that they shot with sound, so they had all that. Obviously, they wouldn't have been able to do it without the sound, actually. But yeah, it took Murawski 15 years to clean this thing up and get it released, and thank God he did.
Yeah, I'm pretty thankful he did. Yeah.
I have not seen this, so I'm pretty excited.
You should be.
I don't even keep an eye out for. I don't even know what. There's so many things in this movie that, like, watch out for just one thing.
Yeah,
it's like
the Pope.
What?
Keep an eye out for the Pope.
And it's not an eye out, but I guess an ear out. The notable thing is that you remember when we watched it the first time, which was just recently, and I thought that the only reason we watched it just recently is because it didn't come out on DVD until 2015, which is in stark contrast to what the release date says. There's some very progressive rock music in this, which is not out of period because at that time, his son Jeff had recorded that music. So there's a chance that was originally planned to be in there.
Okay.
So
right. I got to keep an eye out for the boat that Duke Mitchell steals from one of his investors.
Oh, he stole that boat?
The boat, the yacht, was, hey, we need a boat. Can you loan us one? And one of his buddies like, yeah, you can use my boat. Just make sure I get it back. And they took it, and they never gave it back. They just left it where they were done filming. And so the guy never got his boat back. So nice.
Where did they leave it?
Like in one of the, Honduras, one of those eastern Mexico countries where they sailed to film some stuff, and Italy, quote unquote Italy, wherever Italy was supposed to be.
Yeah, no, they shot in Rome.
Oh well,
they did shoot some stuff. I don't think they took the boat there.
No, but
that's not a big enough boat to make it.
Yeah, wherever the Mediterranean was supposed to be, I think like Honduras or Belize or someplace like that. The guy never got his boat back.
That's
sucks.
That's dick.
Man. That's a dick move.
Dick move. Well, the Sunday brunches get pretty rough.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You forget things.
Yeah. Anyways, as I said, the movie is available via Blu-ray on, I believe it's at gonewiththepope.com, or you can get it on Amazon. But check this one out. This one's a big deal. It's fucking crazy shit. Like,
you could actually
what
get
the fuck is this movie?
Directly from Grindhouse as well. And while you're there, check out some of the other
I think
awesome
gonewiththepope.com is Grindhouse's website for it. So.
Yeah, and they've got some other pretty awesome shit. I think they've done 15 films now. So
yeah, nice. Okay, well, check it out, and in the meantime, come back to us on Monday when we talk about Gone with the Pope, and over the weekend, get to a chopper that you can find and have some.
And give it back.
Yeah,
if it's not yours. Don't just leave it in fucking Honduras.
Thank you for listening to Stinker Madness. If this is your first time, we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll come back to listen more. But now, we'd like to ask all of our listeners for a small favor. We aren't ranking as high as we'd like, and we need your help. would you please take just a couple of minutes to rate and review us on your preferred listening platform, be it iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever else you can. It takes many hours each week to bring you this show, and just a couple seconds of your time is a huge help for us. And for those of you that have already done this, we say thank you.